Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? Hope everything is well. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to be doing a coin search. We're going to have Eric share his screen. We're going to be looking through, I think you said some 1960s, if I'm not mistaken.
60D rolls.
60D. So we should be in for some good finds. You'll see here on my screen, I have that 1938 D over D. It's a really nice repunchment mark. For those of you who are trying to identify what repunchment marks are and stuff like that, I'm going to leave that on the screen so that you can kind of get that reference point of some of the stuff we might be looking for. And then as Eric finds stuff, what we're going to do on one of them and only one of them, well, I take that back. We may do that on more than one, is to take a moment and go through what is the variety. Where do you find it? How do you locate it? What does it look like? How do you verify that it is what it is? Close doesn't count. It needs to be the exact thing. So we'll walk through that. We'll do one or two of those during the course of this stream today, just so you guys can be familiar with exactly what you're looking for. Really kind of walk through that process. Now, Eric can either do it by sharing his stream or his screen, or I can do it. It'll probably be easier for Eric since he's more familiar. But again, if there's something that's done or something that's said that kind of needs to be, let's break it down a little bit more. What exactly are we looking for? Then that's kind of what we're going to be doing today. So we got a little bit of education, a little bit of fun just by looking at some coins. And that's kind of the premise for what's going on today. So appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for all the support. And with that being said, good morning. What's up, Paula? Hi, Eric. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I can help too. I can share my screen and.
Absolutely. Well, and again, there's a lot of different things, and I hear that noise. So that means there is a screen up. So let's pull that up. I'm actually going to shift this. I want this over here so that we can see that a lot better.
Good morning, everybody. I have something that I want to say, but I'll wait till more people come in.
I'm just going to start searching coins.
Search some coins. Let's see some coins.
Let's find some stuff.
Oh, these are 60p.
Yeah.
Those are 60s.
These are.
Quite a year.
Look at something real quick.
Good morning, Dixie. Good morning, Luther, Ozier, Nana, Bopana.
Let's find some stuff.
Siren, good morning.
Siren's already dropped the link over in the vertical stream. I appreciate you doing that. She's always on top of that for me. I really appreciate you doing that. I know that sounds like something really small and piddly, but there's a lot of people who are like, how do I get to the other side? So I appreciate you doing that.
I like that too, because I like to pop out the chat from both. So are these all large date fillies?
Oh, they will be, yes, for sure. You won't ever find small date fillies. If you do, it's a put together roll.
What?
They quit making small dates in Philadelphia at the end of January in 1960. They didn't resume producing Lincoln cents until the end of March. Whereas the small date Denver were produced the whole time while they were making new dies. And they transitioned right from small date to large date in Denver. So you will get small date and large dates in Denver's rolls. So every small date roll I've ever gotten has been a solid date roll. I have never found one.
Azure.
Never found a small date and a large date roll.
I have. I hate to say it, but I have.
Philadelphia roll?
Yes. Yes. But I'm sure they were put together rolls.
Yeah, and that's very possible. A lot of people pulled stuff out of circulation, and it can still be pretty much an uncirculated coin.
I mean, all the dies came from Philly anyway, but.
all the P mints were made at the Philadelphia Mint in
Yeah.
1960. Oh, I guess I don't think they made anything in San Francisco until 65, did they? I'm not sure. Not totally sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that during the 70s and
Okay.
80s, they made stuff at the San Francisco and West Point Mint that didn't have mint marks.
Yes. And Denver
That didn't have mint marks?
didn't have mint marks.
Oh, I didn't know that. Nice.
In what year?
Hang on. Oh, I got it. 1 second. I'll get the years for you. Second.
So what are the big ones that we're looking for in 1960?
There's really no real big ones, but I'll show you where most of the better double dies
Not on these.
for 1960 are. And you never know. We might find one. It's on the FG. And then you can see it all the way around. But you'll see the FG and they'll be really fat.
Hang on.
Let's see, do I have a box of that stuff in here? I might have one to show people. Oh, let me look. Right here. Well, these are all wheat cent double die.
There's some nice class 3s on the proofs, but
Yes. Yes.
what am I doing? Oh, I'm looking for the date.
Oh, darn. $70.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dan.
Ah, there's a good one. That one.
Okay.
I only got one that I can find, and it's not the greatest one, but it's a good one. And this was the one I was talking to you about, that when I search these, I usually can tell on the obverse if it is. Here's what we're looking for. See that FG right there?
Yep.
Nice and fat. Then you look, the T is fat. So
okay, here it is.
you see it on the N also, all the way around. But this is what I was talking about. I think I've told you about the die scratches. When I see them, it's like I know for sure.
Okay, yeah, you were right. Yeah, 1973 was the first year that they were. So West Point Depository made circulating pennies from 73 to 86 and circulating quarters from 76 to 79. San Francisco produced circulating pennies around this time. Coins did not have mint marks to distinguish them from Philadelphia coins. Then there is coinage from San Francisco assay with no mint. So those would be the SMS. All 40% business strike Kennedy half dollars were struck in Denver. In case you guys didn't realize that. All 40% business strike Kennedy half dollars were struck in Denver.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yes. So when you find a coin without a mint mark, don't assume it was minted. Even though people will always say, if you find something without a mint mark, it was minted in Philadelphia. That's not always true, but
Yeah, Nana, you and me both. I would love to have that 60 over 60. That's a beauty. That's a beauty piece.
SMS coins were minted in San Francisco, but the business strike Kennedy up to 1970, up to and including 1970.
Azure asked the question, are the clothes in San Francisco mint? As of right now, the answer is no. However,
yeah, when that statement came out, I think he's talking about Doge wanted to close it because they actually didn't realize that they still made anything there.
Yeah, they thought they were just a repository.
Yeah, they thought it was just basically a repository. They didn't realize they were making proof coins or anything there until they actually looked into it a little bit.
Yeah, well, the same thing happened at West Point too. They didn't understand what West Point was for, and so no. There's still media discussion about that, but most of that conversation kind of stemmed from what happened back in February, March timeframe when they initiated the big 90-day review of industry's finance. And so, and I say industry by government finance. And so I don't see San Francisco going away. They actually produce quite a few coins. All of they are our proof minting facility, and I don't see them getting rid of metals and stuff. I couldn't see. Yeah, but I couldn't see that Philadelphia, Denver, or West Point would pick up what San Francisco currently does. I don't foresee that happening for quite some time.
Yeah, Luther, they did. They struck. Denver did strike coins with no mark. They just got the dies from Philadelphia and just didn't put a Denver mint mark on them. That's all.
So one thing that I'm going to start doing, because one thing, again, I'm telling you guys, I'm really working on engagement in the channel, really trying to grow this channel. I keep seeing these channels that are at 25, 35, 50,000, 100,000 that just continue to put out crap information. And we've got to get into this algorithm. We've got to get this information out. And so I'm really trying to push to grow the channel. Now, with that, I want to be very clear. When I say grow the channel, I want you guys to understand that includes live coin Q&A, that includes Copper Coins, that includes the Coin Show podcast, that includes Aaron Burke, Ancients with Aaron Burke, right? All of those people who are really trying to build and grow the hobby are part of my channel, but they have their own things. I'm also trying to help grow them as well. So when I talk about doing this, we're talking more about a community piece. Talking with Paula this morning, Paula, you actually wanted to say something regarding a discussion about yesterday. I think is a good time now as we kind of look through this. But before we do that, I want to preference something. Paula is a guest on my channel, first and foremost. If I have an issue with something that Paula does, Paula and I talk about it off the cuff. I ask that you guys show us the same courtesies and the same respects. If you don't like what Paula says, tell Paula you don't like what Paula says. If you don't like what I say, tell me that you don't like what I say. We grow. We can understand. Sometimes people complain, and that's fine. Sometimes people have very valid points. But if you're going to just say you don't like something, do me a favor, reach out to us and let us know. So with that, I'm going to give this back to Paula because I think it's important that she's given the opportunity to say what she wants to say. Paula?
So Frostbyte didn't ask me to say this. This is from myself. I understand that I come across the wrong way sometimes.
No, say it ain't so.
I know. And it is something that I am trying to work on. I really am. And I said something yesterday that I need to apologize for, and it wasn't what I said, it was how I said it that I need to apologize. I came across very harsh when someone was talking about watching the ads. Someone asked a question about watching the ads on Frostbyte's channel. And I just took it the wrong way. I took it as someone complaining about having to watch ads. That may very well have not been what was intended. I get kind of defensive when it comes to that just because people do complain about it. And when they do, it always comes back to me. It always, to me, when I watch somebody who puts so much effort and so much work into their channel and into their stream, and they don't ask for anything in return, and it's all just to give back and to teach and to put good content out there. It's not for clicks, it's not for anything else. when I see that happening, I, I've always talked about how one of the best ways to support a channel, because most people don't have just money they can throw around through super chats and stuff. So I have always promoted the fact that you can watch an ad and actually watch it all the way through, not skip it at 30 seconds or whatever, and even click on it, because that is even more helpful to the creator. So I've always promoted that. And when the question was asked yesterday, I just got a little bit defensive. And I need to apologize for that to Gold Sniping Farmer, because that was not my intention. I didn't mean to like snap back at somebody. I just got very defensive because and it does come from my own experience of running a channel for years and putting hours and hours and hours into something that now you see is not running anymore, and there's a reason for that. So anyway, on that note,
We do need to make a collab content for that too.
I just want to apologize. I didn't mean to come across the wrong way. Obviously, I'm not telling anyone what to do. You're all grown. You can do what you want. So yeah, so there's that.
So I want to reiterate something, okay? And I have said this a number of times, right? If you don't like what you want to, if you don't like what you hear, you don't have to be here. Not a problem, right? This is something that all of us have the capability to say, sorry, I don't agree. I'm going to just take off. Not a big deal, right? I'm not offended by it because, again, you are your own person. You have the right to do so. This is one of the freedoms that we have in our nation. We have the ability to say, and it's not a right. Let me take that back. It is the ability, okay? There are certain inalienable rights, but that's not a right. It's just an ability for you to just say, I don't want to be here. I would much rather be with somebody and be around somebody that I understand exactly where they stand. I had a conversation with Azure Blue the other day, and it was just via text. And he was talking about somebody that he knew is a really good man. And he's like, but we don't have conversations. They're like 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, whatever it might be. They're just very quick to the point. And I was like, I love people like that. I love it when they get to the bottom. They're not here to waste my time. They don't want me to waste their time. They're going to give me exactly what's needed. And if I ask more, they'll give me more. But other than that, they're going to let me do my thing. They're not going to try to run me. They're not going to try to control me. I love people in my life like that. It is not only good practice. And when I talk about good practice, I talk about ancient Chinese secret, Confucius. I talk about Nietzsche. I talk about the Bible. All of them have one kind of fundamental truth, and that is that basically a knife doesn't sharpen bread. You want to sharpen a knife, you need something hard. You need something that provides friction. You need something that allows you to remove that damaged metal. Paula is that for me. Paula is my sharpening stone. She's my one who, if I say something that is whatever, then she calls me out and says, hey, that's close, but not quite right. Here's why. And she sharpened my abilities a ton. I would rather have somebody who had a terrible bedside manner that had the knowledge than somebody who was sweet and innocent and played the Southern Belle. The Southern Bells are vicious, evil, and crude. Isn't that nice? Is a really nice way of saying F you. And so I would rather have somebody be blunt and straightforward with me than some Southern Belle who panders to whatever my whim might be at the moment. So I want to tell Paula, first and foremost, I don't think Gold Sniping Farmer took that personally. I will say that because I know who he is.
Well, I hope not, because my heart is in the right place. It really is. My mouth doesn't always match my heart.
And that's
I would
that's
hate
true.
for people to think that I am being a bully. That's a very hurtful thing.
Well, Yeah, and again, it's one of those things where what are you looking for? Are you looking for niceties or are you looking for truth? And I'll tell you, I have, Tiger Stacker is a good friend of mine. He's a physician, and I work with a ton of physicians in the stuff that I do. Bless your heart. Yeah,
Bless your
exactly,
heart.
Jack. That's
Thanks,
exactly
Jack.
what that means,
Bless
right?
your heart.
Yeah. And it's when people hear that and don't understand what that means, it's like, oh, well, they're so nice and they're so polite. It's like, no, that's not what they were saying to you. Right? Because I don't need that kind of crap in my life. I don't need
If
those
people
kind of
really love
people
you, they will be
in
honest
my
with you.
life.
If
Hey, what's up?
people really care about you, they will be honest with you,
Yeah.
even if it hurts your feelings.
Well, and you can do it with tenacity and grace.
And
You
that's
can do
what
it with
I'm trying
tact.
to learn.
Yeah.
I am
But
not good at it, but
Silver Chicklin, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Thanks for being in the stream. I appreciate
I'm
you coming in.
gonna say something here real quick,
Yeah.
Frostbyte. If people notice I'm not searching the reverse of some of these coins, it's because I know I've already looked at those die pairs.
yeah.
And we're getting near the end of this roll, and I see something that makes me know I've looked at that die pair. I just whip by it to save some time so we can get into a roll that I think might have something in it.
Explain that to them.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing.
This roll's got nothing.
Explain die pair and how
They
you
use a
know.
die. All right. I will next one I come across that I notice, I will show what I'm seeing.
Yes.
All right, right here. This die has this crack. Also has these die scratches. When I see that on the coin,
You guys
I know that this coin has nothing on the reverse, and it has those die scratches, which is we've seen those before too. So those two dies created coins that look just like this over and over and over again. To about, well, the mint likes to say 1,000,000 coins. I don't think many dies make it to the 1,000,000 mark.
And
You
those
know,
are the die markers. When you hear
those are
people
die
talking
markers.
about die markers, those are the fingerprint of the die. That is what identifies a particular die.
Not to be confused with an actual fingerprint on a coin.
Fingerprint,
Fingerprint. Yeah.
Yeah, if you see a fingerprint on a coin, that's not the same thing.
I would love it to be able to find out whose fingerprint is on a coin.
Well, it would be probably easier on a copper cent than
There's
on,
that. We've seen this one many times.
because I imagine a lot of them get washed off and of nickel and clad coins.
Oh, and they're circulating.
And yeah.
They just wear off. Circulating coins.
Yeah.
All right, we are about done.
Pedro, you are the best. You guys are the best.
10.
Thank you for letting me do
Planche
that.
there.
Thank you for being so gracious, you guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, this is the last one for this. Let me dump this into the junk bin.
Go Ducks, by the way.
There was not any coins that were good enough to think about keeping, so it goes into my copper bag.
There you go. There you go.
All right, let's see.
Sorry for you Penn State fans.
We will do this.
That was a tough game last night.
People were seeing green at the whiteout.
Boy, let me tell you, it was a tough game.
Penn State's usually a good team, but so is Oregon.
They were number 2.
Yeah.
We were number 5 or 6. Yeah. It was a tough game. Double overtime. Copper sensor, poor man's gold. I like copper. I'm a fan. I buy rolls of copper 1 ouncers and I know, it was great, Nana. I almost bought a 10-ounce copper bar at that coin show I went to, that little coin show.
You know,
I've
I
always
buy stuff
wanted a
like
big.
that.
Chuck had some of those copper.
You think he still does? If
Oh,
anybody
does
wants them,
he?
I think he
Let
does.
me see
Yeah.
if about getting one from him. I like those and he has the ones that look like those chunk candy bar, or the big square ones.
I don't know about that. If he's got those anymore. See, this has got mixed large data and small data in it. This is what I
Yeah.
was looking for, though. I found a RPM 100 in a mixed roll. And I want to find more of them.
I wonder why Copper Owl. Yeah, no, weird, Copper Owl. That's so weird that you like Copper Owl. I have 1,000 1 gram. Do you really? I've never seen a 1 gram copper bar, Luther.
I have never seen that either.
You need to tell me where you got those, because I have never seen a 1 gram. I like the little 1 gram silver.
I know that I bought a huge shark tooth from Ringmaster Ray. It's got to weigh 5 pounds.
The copper one,
Yeah.
yeah, the Megalodon or whatever. Dude, that was cool. He poured that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That
I
was
think
cool.
Frosty's got the same one.
Nice.
Which one?
Megalodon tooth.
I have the first one.
But I'll tell you, I get so triggered when I see people like putting their fingers all over those because you touch a copper anything and your fingerprints there
Die chip.
forever.
So as you're asked a good question, Eric, what do you do with all the coins when the varieties are fine? Do you sell them? You opening a coin museum?
Coin museum.
Yeah. I have a lot of them. I do sell some.
Good morning, John Shane.
I have a hard time separating myself. It's hard enough to throw these into the scrap bin after I'm done. I only keep them if they're really nice.
If they're really minor, I just start a tube. Yeah.
Yeah, I do that. And unfortunately, that is kind of a problem with me because I literally have, a few thousand tubes of dye varieties that I haven't even looked at to tribute yet. And that's not a good thing. So I try not to do that anymore. But sometimes you grab 50 rolls, you're like, you got a cold or something, you sit in your easy chair, you watch TV and you search coins, and all of a sudden all 50 rolls are searched and you've got 3 or 4 rolls of dye varieties.
Did you read the thing that Ken Potter just wrote recently about the minor RPMs, the minor split serif
I did.
RPMs that he does not believe are actually RPMs. He thinks they're just a bounce from the.
Well, that a bounce would be an RPM.
No, and it wouldn't be an RPM unless it was
twice,
re-punched. A bounce is not.
It most likely, if it strikes the coin or the die twice, it's a repunch, even if it's a bounce.
Eric,
I don't think it's a bounce. I think it's a rotation.
Machine doubling is double struck. It's not.
I think it is a rotation. Somebody's holding it, trying to hold it in place, and it's a rotation when they strike it.
Yeah, damagement where it punches too, Luther. Yeah.
Now that, yeah, for sure.
79s or whatever.
55, 56, 57.
Yeah.
And for years, everybody called those tripled repunch lower serifs, and they're not.
Yeah.
And it is willing to change. I know that James Wiles. Oh, here we go. Cool. Double die.
Yep.
This is DDO number 3. Oh, this is making me so happy.
Happy.
Oh, no, because this is the same stuff that was in the other roll that I searched that had the RPM number 100 in it.
Show them what they're looking at.
Yeah, so what I also want you to do in this one, this is going to be a little bit more specific. Not only do I want to show what's going on here, but how do you quantify that it actually is that by utilizing the resources that you have available to you?
Okay, well, we are going to see. First, we're going to look at the coin.
Yep.
You see the doubling. a little up here, but you see it really right in here and on here.
Right, Luther.
Then we're going to look at the whole coin.
Doubled, Dixie. It's doubled die with a D at the end of double. Doubled die. Double die would mean there were two dies. Doubled die means that die was doubled. And that's what a doubled die was.
So we see all these die scratches on the obverse, and we're going to see just lots of die scratches on the reverse also. I'm just getting an eyeball for what I am seeing.
Doubled.
We will put this back.
It is important.
And I will open this up.
What is the magnification? What magnification are you using there, Eric?
I would say
Like
that
20
this is between 20 and 30. And
go.
that's my issue with microscopes. I get a lot of people that send me pictures and say, look, and that's why I always tell them, I don't list anything on copper coins unless I can see it readily with a 10x loop. I am staying with, which was the tried and true statement for years. People have been searching with 20x loops, and then you look at it with a 10x loop, you can't see it. Some of these scopes go to what, 100x?
Oh no, way more than that. Even the little one that I have sitting here is 250.
7.5 to 75, I think, is the max on mine.
And yeah, when you can see ant poop on the coin, it's probably a little too much magnification.
Ew.
All right, I'm getting some resources up.
And this doesn't happen a lot, folks, so be happy with Eric.
Hey, where did my mouse go? There it is.
What's up, Mark Lewis? Good morning. How are you? Nana laughed. She got it. Thank you, Nana. I'm glad you're on par with what I was saying. Just trying to have a little bit of fun. Some ants are bigger than others, man. We got fire ants here in Texas, and those little monsters.
I'll tell you, the little fire ants here. Oh, they're awful.
Well, they have what are they called? Battle ants or war ants or whatever. They're the black and red ones. And
we got the little red ones, and man, they get on you, and they have no mercy.
No, they are merciless. Yeah, these ones are big. Like they will. And what?
Mike's trolling me.
All right, let's see how I do this now.
Doubled. It's not double mint gum. I put something up.
Right, this is actually a different die state than we have listed on copper. No, maybe not. All right. So let me look at this again.
There we go.
All right, we're good. All right, so let's see here. That would be, scroll down. Variety Vista, that is where I'm thinking right there. I think this is our die stage right there. It's got the little die chip on the R. It's got these die scratches. So we got the die scratches right here. Here, go back down to Liberty, or the LIB of Liberty. And it's got the little die dot, it looks like, right there. It's got this coming out the R. So we'll go on the reverse now. Make sure it has that. There is the little at the right cornice.
Depression.
Yeah.
So real quick, just so everybody, there you go. Use your mouse to point over at that bottom right. Yeah, there you go. That's what we're
This
looking at right now. So if you're trying to figure out where we're at on the screen,
is a little different than that one. It's got that.
Right there, maybe.
It didn't have, yeah, that one doesn't have a die clash. So let's see what else. What's it pointing at the end? Sent.
A little die, they
There
call
it
it
is,
a die
right there.
break. It's a
It
little
is a die
chip.
break. It's
It's a little chip.
a die chip. It's a dandy. Great marker. But all right, so that would be how we would identify that.
So that's stage C.
so what I want to do is I want to go back to the very, very, very beginning.
Okay.
So Paula, while you have that up, Eric, if you'll flip that over and go back to the date. Okay. The first thing that we're looking at here is the position of the D in relation to 1960.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
the absolute best marker in my
Paula,
opinion.
move your mouse around on that again so that people can see where I'm talking about. And on the vertical stream, I'm moving it a little bit because I've narrowed down the screen so you can see it a little bit better. But you'll see that positioning. And so I'm going to go back and I'm going to pull Eric up over, bring him over. And when we look at that, you're looking at the distance. Now, Eric, you got your mouse. We're looking at the distance there. We're looking at the die scratches that are there coming off of the D. So when you're looking at copper coins, so Paul, if you'll go back to the previous screen.
Which one?
See, his pictures don't show die scratches real well, so that's part of the issue I have, but he's got so many die
Well,
stages.
that's why we say use
multiple resources.
All of the resources, because some of they only have photographs on these websites. They only have photographs of coins that have been submitted to them or coins that they have found. So they only have certain stages of these coins, and different die markers show up at different stages.
Don't just use a scope. Always have multiple methods of magnification.
Yeah, so that image that was there with the 1960, and then again when you pair it, that's going to be your first one. So as you're going through copper coins or as you're going through that, the very, very, very first thing that you're looking for is the position of that mint mark. Now, if it's a Philadelphia, obviously you're not going to have that, so you don't have to worry much about mint mark position. Now you can go straight into those items. But when you have a San Francisco, or you have a West Point, or you have a Denver, you are looking for the position of the coin in relation to that date. That's going to be your very first thing.
And Variety Vista down here, where it says die stage and markers chart, oftentimes they will also list, you can see at the bottom here, stage D, that the reverse die was changed.
Right, and that happens too.
So your reverse die markers now, you can see that there's no depression on the right eave, there's no die break on the left base, because this, and there's no chip on the end of cent. Now, obviously, a die chip that was there on an earlier die stage is going to still be there throughout the coin's life if it's from that stage on, unless that die was changed out. So we know that this die was changed out because a die chip doesn't just go away on its own.
So here's a question, and this is, I don't know if Luther was going this way when he asked the question, but what's the difference between die stage and die state?
Wear and tear.
Yes, well, die stage, you can have mid die state coins. When they mint coins, you have early die state,
or you can
late early die state, early
mid
die state, late mid die state, early late die. There's like 7 die states. Very few coins are early die state.
One is the normal progression of that die's life.
Right.
That's
die state.
Die state is the normal progression of that die's life.
And die stage is a way to separate them when markers start changing.
Yeah, stages.
So the way that the way I've always explained it, and tell me if this is correct, okay? So when you're talking about stage, I want you guys to think about, and Paula, I don't know you, I think you have one of these. Do you have the die crack on the back of the shield cent? Do you have the images that shows the progression?
On the front. I have it on the one on the front.
Okay. The reason that I want to show that, and if you can find that image, pull that up. The reason I want to show that is because when you talk about wear and tear, that's the die state. Okay. And
It's
that
die stage.
die, die
Die
Well,
stage,
it has a die state also.
Die stage, but the die state, that crack is the
stage.
progression of it is the stage.
Yes. And so I want to be clear. I'm trying to give people an easier way because when you talk about the die itself, and you talk about the state, they're talking about the state of the die, right? Now, when you're talking about stage, you're talking about the specific stage of that particular variety. And so the best way to explain this is either looking at like a cud or looking at a die crack or a die chip, and you see the progression. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It moves towards the end, the cud forms, or you have the die break, which actually is the big piece that, right, that's the really fun one where you have this glob of stuff on one side, the weak strike on the other. That's a really good reference point in how to understand the difference between state and stage.
All right.
Now, hold on real quick, Eric, before you go on. So I want to iterate one thing. Now, she said stage goes to die as well. That's true, but that muddies the water. So I want to make sure it's a little bit clearer in when we focus on what actually are we looking at when we're talking the difference between state and stage. Does that make sense?
I pulled that die break up.
Okay, so before you show that, Eric, I'm going to jump over to Paula's real quick. Okay, so this is a great example of stage. Okay, so the state of that particular, you show the first one there on the reverse, right? That is what the coin looked like before this started. And then,
well, this is the beginning of the break.
Yeah. Right, and it gets substantially worse, right? So you can see that the state of the die, right? When you're looking at the other portions of the coin, you see the field on the left-hand side, you see liberty on the left-hand side, you see in God we trust. Those are all reference to the state of the die. When we're talking about the actual variety, in this particular case, it's the die crack. This is the stage or the progression of that particular item. So that's the best way that I found to understand that. And yeah, that's true, Luther, but we're muddying the water a little bit by talking about all the other things that are included. You need to know that. Yes, you do. But we're talking for the people who are just trying to understand the basics of what they're looking at and what they're referencing. So when they go to somebody's site, they kind of understand the intent of what's being said. And for those of us who do this a lot, again, I have done IT technology for years, back when Packard Bell was in place. And people say, well, where do you begin troubleshooting? And it's like, well, is your computer on? Right? So you don't have to stop, Luther, it's fine. What I'm trying to get to the point is there's a lot of people here who just don't have any clue about what exactly they mean by that. So I just want to be very, very, very simple in that. I appreciate you, Luther. Trust me, I'm not chastising you at all. I definitely appreciate your feedback.
All right, on die state. This is a later die state coin. Like these die breaks, we could use those to assign a stage.
Yes.
These cracks.
And see those radial flow lines? Yeah, those
little. Each flow. You see all the tops of the devices are real smushy. Yeah. When you have early die states, they are real sharp. And I've actually started finding other things on an early die state coin that it doesn't seem to be on any other die state. And I've got to early die state, real early die state coins, very early die state, are really rare.
Yeah, what did Chuck say? Like the first
2,500 coins.
Yeah, but he said 1,000.
And you see these little chips. They're not like that, but you'll see little areas of like there's little porosities in the die from when they manufacture the die, because they know that within a couple thousand strikes, you're going to have so much kinetic energy that it's going to build so much heat that it's going to fill all that stuff in.
Yeah.
and it's going to be smooth. But as this wears, everything gets pushed to the outside, goes towards the rim. And that is where you see like the poor man's doubled die.
Mm-hmm.
That's everything being pushed out towards the rim. You almost can see that right here. Yeah. The same effect.
That's what I need to snack on, Luther. Microchips.
Yum. So that is a little bit into it. Here's another thing about die state and die. The die state can be slightly subjective.
Double die?
Nope. Small date.
No, just a shadow.
In die clash, but it can be slightly subjective to the fact that some coins aren't struck as well as other coins, and it can create an illusion of quite possibly being a little later die state than it actually might be. And that,
like Luther said, so can like dressing of the die and die abrasion and stuff.
And that's what this is. Somebody dressed the die. There was slag or dirt or gunk on the die, and they take like a wire wheel or a wire brush and start going away. Nice.
That's where you get like your floating roofs and your floating heads and blah blah blah.
I think Dixie just corrected me. I think I said double die.
Is not a thing, you guys. Just to let you know, super common to find on memorials.
Yeah, 69, 70, and 71. I
88.
did not know that they were that common on 71. And
they're super common on 88s also.
Huh?
They're super common on 88s also.
Oh, yeah, that's but the same design was used on the ones in the late 60s, early 70s.
They're super common in Florida too during hurricane season.
Right. Nice.
Ouch.
That hits a little close to home.
Sorry. So for those of you who don't know, Eric's house was actually damaged. Well, has it been 2 years ago?
Yeah, we were ground zero after Hurricane Ian.
Yeah, so that was kind of a little stab at.
Fortunately,
at him.
All my damage was wind and trees and flying debris. It wasn't water, and I was blessed that I live on a hill.
Breaking the die, same.
Well, do that again, Paula.
Look at the bright side of things. It could always be worse. I lived, and there were people I knew that didn't live. So.
Yep, fact. You know what I used to do though, Copperal, is when I first started. So do me a favor, go look at Lincoln's head. Okay, a little bit. Yeah, that made me laugh. It always looked like his toupee was coming up.
You can also find it where like the entire bridge of the nose is gone. I mean, and that looks really weird on those. But yeah, there's some funky cold Medina going on there.
Luther says, the story of your flood reminds me of a huge learning experience. Hey, Alex, what's going on? How you doing, bud?
And they're fun to find. Those types of anomalies and stuff are fun to find. I don't want to discourage people from looking for things that they think are cool. Like if you
kept a couple.
Cool, yeah, if you think it's cool, by all means, collect it and look for it. Whatever keeps you searching coins and keeps you in the hobby, I'm all about that. So what bothers me is that so the floating roof came about with the 1969D no FG, right? When that was made into a cherry pickers variety.
And the same thing got rid of, and his story behind that, he thought they were cool.
Yes. Many things that were put in the cherry pickers guide
were done just for that reason, because they thought they were interesting.
Cool factor, yeah. Same. I mean, back in the day, it was the BIEs, right? Those were all the rage, the BIE die chips. But along with that, because the no FG is caused from either die abrasion or a worn die Along with that came the floating roof. Eric can probably pull one of his coins up and show you what
I
that
can
means. The
try.
floating roof. Well, somewhere along the line, people decided to break those two into two separate things. And
Right.
if they couldn't find the NoFG, they almost certainly could find the floating roof. And they decided to capitalize on that and start selling it and making it into a thing. Well, it never was a thing. In fact,
Ooh, look at that.
that looks like an occluded gas bubble.
It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. There's also a little lamination of it.
Yep.
So let's talk about what that means. Does that mean Lincoln had gas? What does that mean that there's a gas bubble in the coin?
So an occluded gas bubble is almost
What is
always
this?
caused from the heat of the strike.
It almost looks like a dropped E.
It almost looks like a dropped E, doesn't it?
It would not be a dropped E.
It would not, because it's in relief.
It looks like it is a little lamination, but.
And this is why we have multiple ways to look at things.
Yeah.
This is
Anyway,
why.
so when you see people promoting this floating roof and everything else, it really is not a thing. It's just it was made up years ago by people who wanted to capitalize on other collectors' lack of knowledge. Same with the L on the rim and the "In Cod We Trust" and all of those other things. There used to be a thing they would call a slashed digit. Well, they used to promote that as something. It's actually mechanical damage done to the coin itself, probably from little gumball machines and stuff. But they actually used to promote that as a thing. So knowledge is your friend. Knowledge is power.
That little piece of metal, it almost looks like it's a piece of another coin on top of the coin.
Look at the edge of the coin.
I am. And I can't get a good view of it under the scope.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, 710?
It's like I say, it's interesting. You almost, though, here's the thing. If I look at it from the top, from the rim, it almost looks like there is a little canal that runs right down where that little bubble is.
So that could all be a lamination.
So we'll see if I can get something like this too.
That could all be the start of a lamination.
And if you guys find a lamination and
if you push on it with a toothpick and it collapses, it's not an occluded gas bubble. You shouldn't be able to collapse the roof of it. I can't see anything with that. Pictures would work better, I think, if you could take good pictures of it and send it to me.
Yeah, see, that's a better picture of it. I don't think it's debris. I think it is a lamination.
Yeah, it's a little lamination. You could see on the rim there.
Oh, that's a great photo right there. That's a great view of it right there.
That is an occluded gas bubble. I can tell you that with almost 100% certainty.
If we got anything that.
710 joined in the emoji battle with Siren. That's nice.
Oh, yay. Whatever that is.
Oh, it's all the little hearts and stuff. It brings tons of color to the chat.
All right, so I'm going to hold that out. That's something that
that's interesting.
Kind of cool.
60D, Luther.
Error collector. I don't even know. Would they consider that an error? I guess it's a planchet error.
It absolutely is a planchet error, yes. And
okay, so here
gas bubbles are restricted to solid alloy coins. That is where people, so that you cannot confuse them with plating blisters. Yeah.
So trivia question. First answer correct. Paula, you can't answer, and neither can Eric. But when we talk about mints, PDS is Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco. When you're talking about planchets, PDS means, or when you're talking about errors, PDS stands for what?
Dixie. You're silly. So that gas bubble is caused from basically from the heat of the strike. Sometimes there's little gas pockets in the metal mixture. And as the coin is struck, it causes that gas to like expand up. They are not common to find. Included gas bubbles are very cool. I actually really like those errors.
Jackalope, do me a favor, send me an email. I want to send you a 1960D uncirculated cent in honor of what he's looking at. It is planchet, die, and strike. These are the types of errors. They're the classifications for that.
Oh, D. Schumer. Dixie. You're a nut. Paula Dawn Schumer. No, that's it. But that's my maiden name. She spelled it wrong, but good, very close, Dixie. Well done, and thank you for knowing my maiden name. You're funny. Pretty darn sweet. That's cool. What the heck was that?
It's what he has on the screen.
Oh, I wasn't watching. I was watching the chat.
That's a beauty.
Yeah, this is a beaut, Clark.
All right, so let's. This is just now.
Roll.
Yeah,
And I suspected I had more rolls that had these in it.
I need one of those.
So let's break this coin down. This is a great variety to break down.
I do not have one of those.
Yeah, that's a beauty. We were talking about that just a little while ago.
All right, this is FS50 or FS101/501.
Small over large date with
small over large date, and it's RPM number 100. There's the RPM right there.
That is a fabulous find, folks. Yeah,
and you can see this is the small O on top of the large O. And that's the small 6 in there, and this is the large 6. You can basically see all of them.
Nana, weren't we just talking about that just a little while ago?
Nana was at the reveal I had. Like I said, I got 60-something of these rolls, but the backstory on those rolls was the old guy that the dealer got them from, his family. He went and he bought like 5 or 6 rolls every 2 weeks from 4 different banks. And these rolls are from the 4 different banks.
That is a class 3 double die.
Yeah, and they're not in any order, so it's like I can't pick the next 6 rolls out. They're all mixed up because I searched 2 of these rolls the other day, and all I found was, is this it? And this is a dandy. I mean, this is a great variety if I can find it. Was RPM number 2, but it's an early. Here's something interesting.
What's up, Mike Pepsi?
I can't find it. I guess I put it away. But I had an early die state number. That's it. Oh, that might be it. RPM number 2, which is so cool because of the progression. It almost looks like 2 separate. No, that is it. The progression. By the time this gets into the later die stages and states, this all fills in.
And that secondary.
And then the back gets even more filled in.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, this was what I was hoping for. When you said we want to search some rolls, I was like, yes, I do.
Very cool.
So make sure you guys are subscribing. Again, one thing that I'm going to be doing is every stream, sometime, maybe it might be the beginning, might be the end, might be announced, might not be. It might be a trivia question. It might be just something that I pull out of chat. More. But I'm going to be doing giveaways based off the people who were in chat. Mad Stacker said something yesterday about, I wish the memberships could go to the people in chat. I can't affect that, but what I can do is if you're subscribed and you're commenting, periodically I will run giveaways, and I will do, whether they're Lincoln cents, whether they're silver dimes, silver quarters, maybe it's an ounce of silver for hitting a milestone or things of that nature. But you have to be subscribed and you have to be commenting in order to be eligible for it. So this is just something I'm doing. If somebody says, well, you didn't give us time to chat, that's on you, not on me. I'll do it when I want to do it. But if you're in and you're active, you have an opportunity to be there. So.
All right, that is something that is on the die. That is
I sent you a text, Eric, by the way. You can check it after the stream.
This it's a gouge and it's real heavy, but it's not listed on Variety Vista, but it is on copper coins. So yeah.
Looked like a little extra fold.
Yankee Doodle Stacker, what's going on, bud? How are you? Good to see you.
All right, let's see if we can find more. Now I've got to search all 60 of these.
You need to find more because you need to give me one.
Well, I need to find a lot more. I've actually got.
That is one variety I don't have. I would love the small. I would love the large over small. I would love the proof.
I have got. Let me see this again. I've got stage B and stage D, and I think this is actually a stage C.
I have stage D. My wife has stage C.
It's not stage C.
What? Okay, I don't get it.
It was a bad joke. Come on, Nana, you got to laugh with me. Come on, I know you got it.
I don't know. I'll look at it later. I'm too excited.
I know, that's pretty awesome. It's always fun when you find those, and especially when you find them on a live stream. If you guys, that variety that he just found is pretty darn scarce and has quite a nice little value attached.
Yeah, you find one of those, it's worth some money.
Yeah. It's no.
I sent you a text, Paula.
Huh?
I sent you a text, Paula.
Uh-oh.
The last roll had one,
go?
but it had 3 or 4 of the DVO number 3s, and then it had an RPM also. I haven't got an RPM in this roll. I think it was RPM 108.
You sent me a text. Oh, a text. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Hey, Jackalope.
Sorry, I asked.
Jackalope went back and listened. He was like, that was bad. That was bad.
Eek. Eek.
Oh. It's Sunday morning. I need to get to church.
You need to get to church. I'll say that.
Oh.
Indeed.
Well, if you guys are enjoying this, please do me a favor. Smash the thumbs up. This is something that we're going to do quite a bit of. One thing we are going to do next Sunday, I kind of talked about this doing this before. I'm going to get Jack Young is going to come up. Eric Paula will be here. I'm going to try and
I don't know if I will be or not. My infusion's Tuesday.
Oh, so maybe not.
It was last week, but it's this week. So.
Dixie's like, y'all need Jesus.
I have Jesus. Thank goodness I do.
Yeah. But what we're going to do is there was a massive coin show in Chicago, right? And a lot of people went, and we're going to take time, let everybody get home, get settled, kind of get back into the routine. But what I want to talk about next Sunday is something that it goes for normal stackers, collectors, down to the newbie, experts, whatever. Look at that. Holy cow.
There's another one.
Holy smokes. Now, folks, I hope you understand what we're seeing here. This is fabulous. Like, this is cool.
That coin show, didn't one of our esteemed colleagues get an award there?
Jack Young won the Cruiser Award.
And Matt Dinger won.
And Matt Dinger won as well. So Matt Dinger is Coin Show Podcast, if you guys don't know him.
Yeah, I'm a noodle dinger. I'm a noodle dinger. Anyway.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
Yeah, but Jack wasn't able to be there, which is sad. Very sad. He was very sad.
Yeah, vote for Pedro. That's fact. John and I talked about that quite a bit. So Yankee, you want me to have him go back and show you exactly what we're looking at? The Winston double, he did. Yeah, just found that in a roll. We've actually there was another one that was found just a few moments ago. This is the second one. Dixie is really giving you grief, Paula.
I know she is. I love her.
There it is, right there.
There
But
is.
you know what? And she will never forget that it's double die.
Yeah, but she is just giving you a total ribbon. I love it.
All right.
This is a small over large date.
So there, look at the little hand. You should see the hand there. I'm going to, Eric, can you zoom in a little bit on that? There you go. Okay, so I'm going to shift this just a little bit on the vertical stream. Really kind of dig into just that area. But this is a fabulous, so this is a DDO RPM. Okay, so it has both. So you're looking at two different elements here. Now, when you're talking about varieties, again, a lot of us know this, but for those of you who haven't tracked this, you can have a double die reverse.
Oh, I just got that. Okay, never mind.
Huh?
Never mind. Anyway, yeah, it's not Dixie's not a Dixie.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Read the whole name.
I know, I got it. I figured you knew.
No, I didn't.
So what you're seeing here is both the DDO, right? That's the 1960, right? Now, the DDO won't happen in the mint mark, okay? Because the mint mark wasn't hubbed into the die. This was actually put on after. So, Paula, can you get off of the whole thing there and let's talk about it?
I'm sorry. That's Mike. He's trolling me. He's teasing me because I didn't get it.
Eric just gifted 5 memberships. So what I want you to do, Paula, is I want you to go over how the mint mark got put on here and why it isn't part of the doubled die.
Sure.
And you can see it from here's the spine.
Sure.
Yep.
So prior to 1990, mint marks were hand punched into the dies. So they were put on the dies separate from all of the rest of the design. So Philadelphia made all the dies and then they would ship them off to their respective mints. But the mint marks were punched in by hand. So that double die, that 1960, that class 3 design double die was already on the die before they punched that D in there. So you can have a doubled die where the mint mark is not doubled. And most of the doubled dies prior to 1990 that had mint marks, the mint marks were not doubled. So when you find a coin like a 1960D that you find doubling on the date and the exact same doubling on the mint mark, it is almost certain machine doubling and not a double double. That makes sense?
Does to me. Are there any questions regarding this before we move on? Eric, this is awesome.
Yes. So all of that doubled die was created before that mint mark was onto that
right here.
Right.
That mint mark just happened to have been repunched.
And it's important that people understand that. Now, that changed in '89, with the exception of one year, and I can't remember which one.
They claim that there's Kennedys that have hand pinched.
Okay.
Hand punched. I never really looked into
and there's
it.
Certain
metals.
Metals, yeah.
Yeah. And those actually go up into the 2000s.
So it's important that after '89, when you see doubling on that mint mark, it's actually a doubled die. Not a
Possibly.
well, possibly.
Yeah.
So it depends, right? Because
Possibly. Most of the time when you see doubling on a coin after 1989, most of the time when you see doubling on the date and the mint mark, if it's exactly the same, like shelf-like and flat and to the north, it will be machine doubling, ejection doubling. It will not be a doubled die.
yeah, fabulous find, bud. That's awesome. That's 2 of them in this
That's 2.
cycle. That's freaking awesome. Oh no, wait, freaking awesome is actually in
Freaking
chat.
awesome.
He's freaking awesome. They're freaking awesome.
Are the majority of the rest of these small dates?
The majority have been small dates in the roll.
Interesting.
And like I say, I searched one of these on a reveal, and we found one, but we found a bunch of RPM 108 and DD03. I only found one DD03 in this roll, and then 2 of these.
I'm just wondering if you could tie that to them, coming from small date.
Oh,
Small date
in my history, I've actually kind of kept track of this. I have heard of people finding them in predominant large date rolls. And this is going to be pure assumption. There is no documentation to support this, but I'll bet you that this roll was purchased from a bank in early April of 1960.
That's what I'm wondering, if you could.
Because
time frame.
It's like March 26th was when they started making large date coins.
Denver.
Philadelphia. Well, in Denver, all the cent production went to Denver when they found out that the small date dies had reliability issues. So that's why they went to redesigning the dies.
Okay. And that was when?
That was the end of January. There's no specific dates involved. They just said that it ceased production in real early on. That's why 60D or 60P small dates are worth so much more than 60D small dates.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that so these would have had to have been from January.
No, these would be from probably March, because these are when they're transitioning from small date to large date.
Okay, I thought you said January was the last.
Philadelphia. In Philadelphia.
Oh, Philadelphia. Well, okay, well, we're looking at Denver.
Right. No. And that's why large date. It is not uncommon to find large and small date mixed together in Denver mint rolls.
Right.
And every time I've ever found these, this is the 3rd time I've found these in my coin roll hunting career. They have been in small date rolls with a couple large dates in them.
Okay.
I do know someone who found them in a large date, later die stage, in large date rolls that had no other small date coins except for this doubled die. And they found like 10 of them in a roll.
Interesting.
So do you think it was placed there? Or you think it was something that was probably?
No, I think it was a transition time, that this die pair came out right when they were transitioning from small to large dates. And in reflection, when I found them the last time, I found them with DDO number 3, which tells me that.
It's interesting to me that they used a small date over a large date when the small date was the problem.
Yeah, they did it on the proof. The proof. There's 3 beautiful classes.
Well, I know they did it with the proofs.
So
I'm talking about these.
Right. Yeah. I don't know
why they would. It must have just been an accident that they grabbed a small date die.
It could be. Yeah. It could be.
Because why would they use, if the small date was the problem, why would they use it to strengthen a?
Right, because that was actually small date over large date. You are absolutely right.
Mm-hmm. So the small date would have been the second hubbing.
Not to be confused with the second coming.
Actually, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would, because it's on top. So it's sunk in deep.
No, it shows on the highest relief, which means
it shows on the highest relief, which means it was sunk in deeper into the die. It was
all right. Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm just trying to figure like a
that's how RPMs.
What do they call it in math?
it's so weird to me that they call it the primary and secondary
Yeah.
when they call the secondary
And the weird thing about the
the one
proofs,
that shows on the highest relief. So which to me, in the beginning, I had a hard time grasping that. Like, well, if it's a secondary, why does it show up strongest? You know
right.
what I
Well,
mean?
that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, that
Yeah.
there first, that was why it was deepest, and then the other was pressed behind it.
No,
Order of
just
operation. That's what I was trying to
yeah,
figure out. But now that I think about it,
yeah. It
I
sinks
think
in
the
deeper
60p class 3s are
on the proofs.
they're on the proofs, but I
They're
think
large over small.
they're both.
Do they have a small over large on the proof
They
also?
do. DDO number 2, FS 102 is the same as FS 101, and then I guess it's FS 101 for 60p is got the large date deeper. So it was large date first. So does FS 103.
Okay, 102 is small over large. 101 is large over small.
Yeah. So
And
they
so
do
is
it both ways
103.
there, which
Yeah,
is
so
crazy.
103 is also large over small.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but
So Eric,
I can understand the large being hubbed over,
Yeah.
to strengthen the small die, but what I don't understand is why they would use the anyway. Yeah.
Do we open up one of these other rolls?
yeah, Dan said he'd pay $40 to $50 for a roll to hunt. Hint, hint, Eric.
Yeah.
Well, I've got another box. The one box
Yeah.
has 16 rolls, but all the enders are large date.
I will leave it.
One that I found in there that had a small date on the end.
I will leave it to chat. Do you guys want to do one more roll? I'm good. We've got like 20 minutes to time. I'm good going over. You guys tell me what you want to do.
I'm here. I'm good.
We will leave this to chat. If chat wants to continue to look at coins, we found 3 really cool items. 2 of them were absolutely amazing.
Yeah, do you guys have any questions about any of this?
Yeah.
Nana says she's game.
I promise I won't bite your head off.
Well, what fun is that for the rest of us?
I know, right? Unless you want me to.
Well, you want to get Paula riled up. Let's pull up Facebook.
Oh, let's not.
let's not.
Let's not. Oh boy, there've been some interesting characters on there.
Dixie's like, let's do more double dies, more double dies, more double dies.
I can't guarantee that. Like I said, I've got like 17 of these rolls, and they're all large date on the end. I was just looking at that box again, but I've got a whole nother box full somewhere. We'll do this roll.
All right, Jack, have a good one. Are you still up for being here next week to talk about? Oh, by the way, we kind of squirreled me finishing what we were talking about next week.
I'm gonna go grab some coffee. I'll be right back.
Okay. So next week I want to talk about etiquette, coin show etiquette.
Oh, that's right. I thought we were going to talk about that today.
We ended up changing topics. I wanted, because the big coin show, everybody needed to get back and get settled in, get into routine. I figured we'd do this to kind of let people kind of just get back into their normal stuff. You take a week, you go to Chicago, you come back, you're tired, you have chores to do. So I wanted to give it a week and then let people come back in. But I want to talk about coin etiquette and what happens when you're at a coin show. How you introduce yourself to people, who you talk to, searching coins, cherry picking, things of that nature. So I think that'll be a great discussion. Hopefully Jack can be here next Sunday. I know he has asked about being a part of that, so hopefully he can be here for that. I never been to a coin show. Nana, we need to change that. Coin shows are a lot of fun. It's fun just to check out the atmosphere. My first one was
I like working them more than I like going to them.
Well, I enjoyed Tulsa. Tulsa was one. The first one I did was with a friend of mine. I was actually going to an art show in Salt Lake City, Utah, and we were actually going to an art convention at the Huntsman Center, and they have a little booth, and there was like 25 vendors sitting outside, and they were all showing coins and stuff. And I knew about coins, but I really wasn't following them at that
Ooh,
time.
look at that. That's a DDO number 3 with a struck through. This is from a different bank. But
So let's walk through what you're looking at.
This is DDO number 3 again. Right here, right back here. You see it
The
up
one
to
we
the
saw
top.
earlier.
Yep.
But this is the struck through right there.
I think that's a little lamination.
Hey, maybe.
Because the one is still intact.
And it is pretty sharp now that I've got it turned like that.
Yeah.
Let me look all around and I will look at it. But that is exciting to know because, like I said, in rolls that I've searched in the past, I don't know. I'm not going to make a call whether it is or not. It looks a lot smoother with the loop. But that's crazy. So that, for anybody who wasn't there, here, I'll show you what we're seeing here. This is not as good as an example. The other example, you could see it coming down the 9.
Mm-hmm.
You could see it like right in
You can
here.
still see it. I mean, it's pretty fat
Yeah,
down
right
there.
here. Yeah.
Well, it's pretty fat down there at the bottom.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Right in here. You can
Uh-huh.
see it. There you can see it.
You just have to know what you're looking for. But that little horn on the top of the 9 is a dead giveaway.
Yeah. And then I think there was some doubling over here too somewhere. I guess I was wrong.
That's an earlier stage, I think. Doesn't have the little chip in the R.
You're right. Look at that. So I wonder if that's a good sign or bad sign.
I'd vote for Pedro. Let's work on that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. We'll have to precursor that. I'll talk to you about that. I think that'll be a fun episode.
Pedro. Yeah, don't get me started, Pedro.
Everybody's going to have to bring like the peeing horses, the leaky buckets, all those kind of things. The extra baggage on the wing, yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Neat. I'll just let you. I'll let you misidentify it.
Well, if we need misidentification, I know some people that I can get to come in.
Right?
Yeah, right. No comment. It's a bifurcated plane.
Where did that come from?
Bifurcated plane.
Yes.
We were making terms up one day.
Seemed to be more large date than small.
Years ago. Making terms up.
So if other people are interested in this, I have a question for Eric.
Yeah.
When you set your microscope up, where is the position of your light?
Well, it is almost above the coin, but it's slightly to the back of the coin. So I've got a actual trinocular microscope with a digital camera on the third eyepiece.
Okay.
And it is just behind, well, here, I'll show you. I can kind of give you an idea. And it is a light source, a scientific light source. I push the microscope back. There it is right there. So it's literally just out of the field of view.
Obtuse. Shut up, Dan.
This is give Paula a hard time day.
But it sounds like Paula's enjoying the hard time.
I'm telling you, you guys know me too well. It's scary.
So I'm going to put a link in chat. I'm not an affiliate of these people. This will kind of give you an idea of not necessarily exactly what he has. Do you have an Amscope?
I do.
Okay, I'm not sure what model you have, but I put up an SM4T series, a trinocular, and it kind of shows you what the camera, if you're interested in kind of looking at what
Yeah,
Eric just talked about, that'll give you a good idea. And then you can look at it, what it looks like with the camera mount on top and the various lighting stuff. So if you're interested in kind of seeing what Eric was just talking about, that's a good example of it.
Yeah, I'm finding the same die pairs in this that I found in that other roll, but I'm finding more large dates.
Oops.
So I'm saying there's a chance.
So you're in there the chance.
Dumb and Dumber line. There you go. I knew Paula was going there. You're saying there's a chance.
Obtuse. Oh my gosh.
So I hope you guys are enjoying this. And again, I told you we'll do this about once a month or so. We'll go through, look at coins. I know it doesn't appease to everybody. There's a lot of people in here.
Right there.
Okay. What are we seeing?
Yes, lighting is very, very important.
Inside the D?
Inside the lower D, I believe this is 108. My memory is correct.
And when you do this a lot, it's much easier to be able to identify what it is.
Weird. I truly am a freak of nature when it comes to, I kind of remember almost everything that I see.
Identifying them is not normally this fast. If you look at them a lot and you're Chuck or Eric, then yeah, you have the memory of 10,000 different ones. You're good at that. But for most of us, again, you're going to have to look at the positioning of that coin. You're going to have to look at those die markers. You're going to have to make sure all those items are there.
Unfortunately, because there's a lot less small date RPMs than there are large date.
All right. This is 108 stage D. But here's an important safety tip. For the Kaneka listing of 108, there's actually two separate copper coins listings because these are two separate die pairs that he has listed. Stage C and D are different than stage A and B. This would be equivalent to stage D. And I can tell that. And that's why I didn't use copper coins, because I think on this, it's like 1mm 230 something. Let me look at my cross-reference sheet. And we all make mistakes. I'm not poking fun, but I just know that this one is one that he's got two.
I used to love attributing RPMs, and I don't love it anymore.
I love it. To me, it's total relaxation.
I refuse to do 60s. I
don't think of any problems in the world or in my life when I do it.
No, I refuse to
thinking of doing it. All right, let's see.
I just go, yep, it's an RPM.
Let's see. Yep. All right, it would be 1mm 205 would be the equivalent to this, stage C or D. But it is Kaneka 108, stage D. So let me get a flip here.
It's just like the 2009
there's
PDRs.
Yeah. I like doing those too.
I know. Well, so does Coin Junkie. I refuse.
Where is Coin Junkie?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while.
He probably met a lady. That's usually when people disappear.
Good for him. Yeah, no, thanks, Dixie.
So in the other chat,
but I will do it if I have to. Just like VAMs, I will do it if I have to.
Well, all Morgans are VAMs, aren't they?
Oh yeah, but VAM listings, like
I love that.
Yeah,
when I hear that, when somebody says that, it's just like, of course they are.
Yeah, well, it's true. They all just like, yeah, they're all
Well, you
coning.
get people that are really fired up about, and I'm guilty. I got fired up when I had a bunch of them years ago. And then eventually it's like, I only do top 100 BAMs now. Even though I kind of don't. I actually don't have any BAM. Actually, I do. I got about 5 thinking about it, but I don't collect them. After my collection got sold, I was kind of
Well, I
put
just
out.
had to do it for so long for, for our email for the Livecoin Q&A. I had to attribute everything that came in. And until we finally got smart and we started having people do their own homework and then coming back to us with the attribution that they thought it was, we
From a
weren't doing them
standpoint
any favors doing their homework for them.
of attribution, it is easier to help somebody that says, this is what I think I found,
Yeah, and that's what we started
because
doing.
you know that they've done some of the work.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I hate, matter of fact, I usually don't even reply, is when I get an email that just says, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah. Well,
I know,
it
but
got it got to a point where, people were expecting it, and it was certainly an easy way to weed out the people who, really didn't care. We're only
right.
in it to make a quick buck or whatever, because we would ask them we would give them a link and say, here, go see if you can find, a match, and then come back and email us back, and we'll work with you. But
And when I say that, there are
we
people that
wouldn't get
send
an
me
email
pictures
back.
that
Half the time we wouldn't hear back. So
that do say, what are your thoughts of this? But I actually know
yeah.
them, and it doesn't bother me
Well,
because
that's different.
I know them real well. But just to get a strange email,
Yeah.
I really, to me, that says that you found something and you don't feel like looking it up.
Mm-hmm.
So Azure Blue asks a question. When you're sending something to PCGS, NGC, Annex, what magnification do they utilize to grade coins?
7 to 10x.
Degrade a coin? No, that's to look at varieties. Degrade a
7 to
coin,
10.
they very rarely even magnify it. Most of the time it's 3x if they do magnify it.
Well,
And
that's not what they say.
if I could
That's not what they
assume
say on their
something,
website.
I know. If I assume something, you got to remember, they don't look at these coins real long. People that bulk grade, I would question whether they have more than just eyeglasses with little magnification to them.
And
Then
it
when
probably
you send
depends on the
something in for a
coin.
regular grading fee, I am convinced they spend more time on it.
It probably depends on the coin.
There's another DDO number 3. You want, you can give one of these away, Frostbyte.
I mean, if they're grading a monster box of ASCs, I imagine they probably don't even use any magnification. But
Right, but that is something that
depends on.
they're doing in.
Steve Feltner teaches 5x. Is that what Steve Feltner teaches?
That wouldn't. I would believe that before. There's another DDO number 3.
7 to 10x on the varieties. Is that what they use? That's what.
Well, like JT Stanton used to say that nothing will go in the cherry picker's guide unless you can see it with a 7x.
Yeah.
Then I know that. Oh, there's another 3 in a row. Darn. You want to get one of these away, Frostbite?
I just pulled Alex just one. So Alex, congratulations. Reach out, send email to Eric, and he will get you one of these varieties.
I owe him coins anyways, and I'm waiting for a couple from Chuck, and then I'm going to send him a package.
Perfect. So outstanding, and he'll just put on there one at Frostbites. If you want to send me an email, I will send you one of my poker chips. So send me an email, give me your address, and I'll send that out as well.
A lot more large date in this roll.
And I pulled one randomly from Alex, it's you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
He's like, wait, that's me? Yeah, so Eric will send that in your package from Copper Coins. That'll just come in the stuff that you've already done, and he'll just indicate that you want it on Frosties. And then I'm going to send you, if you'll email me, I'll send you a poker chip. Eric, do you have a poker chip?
I don't. You said you mailed me one, but I never got one.
Nabbit. You know, it probably was one of those things where it was too thick and it got sent back, or they just threw it in the pile because I put a single stamp on it and they run too thick, it hits the machine, and they want to charge people $5 for the poker chip. I found a better way to do that so that doesn't happen. So I'll send you another one.
I have these great.
Dixie said they got theirs. Awesome.
I have these great mailers. They're
I got
little.
some of those too.
They don't
Little
make them
cardboard
anymore.
ones?
The company
They
went
don't.
out of business or something. Mm-hmm. Yep.
What are they? Hold on just a second. Let me pull that up.
They are mailers. Hang on, let me cut it open. There's something in here. I think there's like copper rounds in here. Okay. So they're mailers.
There's another one. Nice.
And you can put slabs in there. They're just a stiff cardboard.
Oh, they've got new ones. Here, let me.
Who does? But this place is no longer in business.
Now these are armor loaf. Right there. Oh, can't really see them.
Mm.
But they're basically like a postcard size, a little bit. They're bigger than those.
Mm-hmm.
But they're the same. They're like slotted cardboard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're really great. I love them, but because I put these inside an envelope, and then it usually costs like $1.75 or something like that to ship them. But they are sturdy. I usually put them like inside a thank you card or yeah. Bye, Pedro. Have a blessed
Done with
Sunday, my
control,
friend.
Frostbyte. There's another number 3. So this roll's loaded with number 3s, but no number 100s.
You can throw one of those in my package if you want to.
I will.
The one in
Beauty.
Warrior Project in November, you guys.
Yep, it's right around the corner. Right around the corner.
Yeah, right around the corner.
I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you guys for all of the. Yeah, that was Paula's silver pour collection.
These are some
Yes,
of my
you have actually much more than that.
I do. These
Yeah.
I want a little nut.
Another number 3. Jeez. You ain't complaining.
Most of them are from Big Red. But I have some from other people too.
Big Red Bullion.
Big Red Bullion.
What's up, 9 for 9? In the car, stop for a coffee, drop the like. I'll be listening. Have a wonderful day. Thanks, 9 for 9. I appreciate you. 9 for 9 reached out to me yesterday and said, I have something that might interest you, and sent me a picture. He said, would you be interested in this? And I was like, yes. It's something that was really cool. He's going to send me that. I appreciate you thinking about me, bud.
Nice. We don't get to know what it was. It's a surprise.
I'll show you as soon as you get it. It was a Navy Marine-based memento that was given out. I think it was given to his father or something. And he got it, and he was like, I think you might like this. And I was like, absolutely.
Very cool.
Yeah. Love it when people do stuff like that. Always nice.
Another number 3.
Folks.
Gary Sinise brought his whole crew to Kingsley Field this last week.
And who's Gary Sinise?
Gary Sinise is an actor. He was in Born on the 4th of July, or no, he was in Forrest Gump, right? He played
Yeah, he was Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
He brought
This
his
is an
whole
RPM
crew.
108.
Brought his whole crew to the 173rd Fighter Wing.
See it right here, D over D north.
My home base this last week, and fed all of the members that were there, which was pretty cool. Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan, you got new legs.
Another 108. Wow. Now all of a sudden we're getting 108s. This was a great roll. That wasn't a great roll, but it was a good roll. You usually don't find this many varieties in a roll. Good stuff.
Syrinx neurosurgery. What is Syrinx neurosurgery, Nana? That doesn't sound fun.
No, neurosurgery never sounds fun.
Right.
All right, that is the roll. I had to hurry up the last 10 coins. And that's it. What a find. You want to give another DDO number 3 away?
Certainly, I can definitely do that. Let's do this. I'll give you guys, let's do 2 minutes. 2 minutes to enter stuff into chat. Make sure the system picks you up. Especially if you're in vertical mode, make sure you're dropping something in chat, and I'll pull the winner from there. One thing that people need to understand, it doesn't matter which side I pull the information from. It takes anybody who's actually in the stream.
Is DDO number 3.
Mm-hmm. You found what, 3 of those now?
2,
Like
4, 6,
7,
8, 10, 11.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, there are quite a few of them. Yankee Doodle Stacker, I got your message. I will send that poker chip out. Thanks for being a channel member. I appreciate you.
Well, who's streaming next that we can send people to?
Let me go see.
I probably won't be selling reveals again next week. I don't know if Chuck will be.
Now, EC streamed yesterday after you were done.
But I do plan on doing some streams, maybe some roll digs or some hanging out, and while I attribute coins or while I edit photos or something like that.
I should have Dixie.
Just so people know why I haven't been on for a while. I've just been getting a lot of stuff done around my house and trying to catch up on web pages. I'm over 100 behind.
Gee, mini Christmas. Any of you guys in chat gonna be streaming later, or?
Who usually streams after Frosty End? Ringmaster Ray did yesterday.
Look, so did EC, Everyday Copper Timmy. He did.
I actually think Copper Owl did yesterday too.
Did he? Is Copper Owl still in here?
Copper Owl should still be in here.
Mike Pepsi, good morning.
No, it looks like Copper Owl's been out for a little while. I'm not sure. He might be listening, but may not be there. Let me go see. Let's check out and see who's live right now. Foster's Finds is live.
Foster's Finds. I don't know who that is.
I don't either. Let's see who's live. Obviously me.
I just want someone I can just go watch. I don't want someone who's selling something. No offense to people that are selling something. I just don't want, I want to watch somebody search stuff or something. I don't know. I don't care who.
Oh, I might come tonight and even do a roll dig tonight just to let everybody know what's going on with our channel.
Well, you should just go live and catch up. Do something fun.
I should spend of these rolls.
As yours, like I should stream my running a Fort Lauderdale beach at the gym.
Yeah, you should,
Should.
Azure. I would totally watch that. Everybody to Azure's house. My running for. I wish I was at the beach. Gosh, I need a vacation.
I live close enough to
When
the
all of
beach
this,
to go whenever I want, but far
I'm
enough away
telling
not to
you,
flood.
you need to tell your wife to get my room ready. I need to go. I need a vacation. When all of this is said and done, and my eyes are all
If you ever
better,
stay at
and
my house,
my
you'll be
shoulders
sleeping
better,
with 400 boxes of pennies.
uh, and that's a problem. Why?
Well, you won't get infections. I think that it's a natural bacterial killer, isn't it?
Just need a vacation. I don't know. I actually, do you know, and here's something funny. I actually been looking at cruises and thinking about going on a cruise by myself.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I know people that do that all the
I
time.
want to go on a cruise so bad. I
Uh,
really do.
how much
And
longer do your treatments go for?
so this will be number 5. I have 8, and then I have a couple surgeries. So my shoulder and my
So you got a
eyeball.
year or so, or a year or two.
Yeah, about a year.
Start saving and take yourself a great vacation afterwards.
I am. I am. I am
Come to
not.
the fun show.
I want to. I know. I love Florida.
Yeah.
I do
But
love
didn't your
Florida.
grandma and grandpa live in Sarasota?
They yeah, I think they lived in, I want to say Sarasota. Yeah, I want to say Sarasota.
Yeah, I'm about
We used to
60
go
miles
there.
south of Sarasota.
I would have to
Sarasota is
look at my
beautiful.
paperwork, but yeah, we went there every other year as a kid. Every other year we took a road trip to Kentucky and Florida, and my gosh, I had the best memories. All are welcome. I have a guest house on my property. Oh, I'll be there, Azure. Don't threaten me with a good time.
I'm actually going to have Azure on to talk about some stories. We're actually working on having a couple guests. He's pulling
Oh,
in a
nice.
couple favors for me.
Oh,
I'm really looking forward to one of them. Um, actually, there's 2 of them. And then I want to do, he mentioned something about doing something I'm not familiar with. And I think that would be fun to do on Stack Collectors. I'll talk to you a little bit more about my idea there. Not just necessarily on mine, but include Tiger Stacker and do that Stack Collector on my channel, probably in upcoming weeks. So lots of fun working with a bunch of people to try and bring you guys some more fun content. So the one that I'm excited about, all I will say is the man's name is Dave, and Dave may actually, depending upon approvals and the agreement upon, come up and do what he does. And that would be a lot of fun. I can't give more information until I know all the specifics, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
nice.
So do some little stuff, draw in some other people interested in other things. But as yours, good dude, good people.
Well, I'm gonna head out, you guys.
I was about to say the same thing.
Have a blessed Sunday. Be safe.
And thanks for watching my
You don't-
stuff.
Yeah, that was fun. Congratulations on your finds for sure. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And
That
Dixie,
DDO3 is actually a rare DDO. I didn't know
thanks for trolling me, Dixie.
that.
Yeah. So there's.
Bye, everybody.
All right. We'll see you later. Have a
See
good
you
one,
later,
Paula.
Paula.
All right. So you got Alex's name. So thank you for giving that away. Definitely appreciate that. And then we did. Let's see. Alex got a poker chip. Yankee Doodle got a poker chip. Dan McCumber got a poker chip. Or it wasn't Dan McCumber. It was Jackalope got a poker chip. I need Alex to email me, and we'll make sure we do that. And I'm going to pull one more name to get a poker chip, and I appreciate you all doing this. Make sure you send me an email, and we're going to pull this on the other side, the other stream, and I'll let you know who wins this. I do it back and forth between the two. It pulls everybody in either chat, whoever's active. And the winner for that one is going to be, yeah, so the email's above, Alex. Just go ahead and click on that. Send me that email. Let me know your address, and I'll send that off to you. Holy smokes, I cursed him. Chad Brookman actually already has a poker chip. So send me an email. We'll talk about what I'll send you. So I kind of talked that into existence. What else are you doing today, Eric?
Painting. That's the plan anyways. I've got a lot of housework to do, and I didn't get started on it until yesterday. Plus, I've been working in my office because my office is going to be ready to work in before I sell reveals again. That's why I don't think I'm going to be, I'm going to try to have it done by tomorrow. But if it's not, I'm going to take another week off. But I do plan on at least providing some content. So everybody has something to do. And of course, we'll talk about that while I do some content also.
Sounds like a plan. As we leave here, there are other people streaming. I know Coin Crew is going to do an auction. If you're going to be doing that, you can go check them out. There are other people doing coin searches right now. I don't know who all is live. I tried to find a couple. Most of them aren't related to coins. So go check out somebody. It doesn't matter where you go. Just
who gets the other DDO number 3?
Did you give 2 away?
I was supposed to.
Oh, I didn't do the other one. Hold on. Let's pull that. And the winner is, oh, you're already sending me one. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Plus, I can't win my own giveaways. Kevin Rose. Outstanding.
Have him send you an email, and then you send me his address.
Okay, will do. I will reach out to Kevin. So Kevin, Eric at Copper Coins?
Yep. No. He can send it to eric@coppercoins.com.
Okay, so send him a message. He'll get you that out. And Eric, I really appreciate you doing that. I did send you a text about something. Make sure you.
What I planned on doing on my week off, and I literally got stuck doing all sorts of other stuff that had to be done. And this is the first coins I've searched in well over a week. So, yes, I'm happy to do it. I can't wait to do it again.
Ooh, Chad Bookman has some tourmaline pictures that he wants to send. Absolutely. Fire them off to email. And I put it in both chats. So if you look at the vertical chat, you would have seen your name pop up there. I bounce these back and forth so that people can see that I'm actually putting them in both ones. All right, folks. Well, hey, go check out Copper Coins later on. Again, if you have something that you want me to speak about or talk about, or if you have an error variety or something like that you want to look at, send it. We'll talk about it in the stream. If you have questions or a video specific, let us know. I will be dropping a video, pretty important video. If you buy or sell coins, especially if you sell coins and they have some information on the slab, I want you to be aware of some potential issues. A lot of people are aware of what's going on here. But I'm going to share some stuff with you, done a little bit of research, found some solutions, and I'm going to share that with you. Very rarely do I say this is something that everybody needs to see, this is something that everybody needs to watch, including coin shops, distributors alike. So if you, please pay attention to that. I'm going to engage Coin Show Podcast with this as well. And we'll talk about kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to bring Jack Young up because he works at the post office to help him understand. So this should be coming out in a couple of days. Again, you definitely want to pay attention to that. This is something everybody really needs to watch. All right, folks. Well, hey, Eric, thank you again so much for being willing to do this. I appreciate that. Thank you for giving it away. I do appreciate that. Make sure you check your text message.
I will.
And I will chat with you guys later. Folks, be well, be blessed, and